What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? How do you cultivate a place where failure is reframed? Talented young Christians could change the world if activated, but most spend years preparing for someday without ever getting their hands dirty today.
As technology is advancing, the stakes are getting higher, and they're getting higher faster. And what we know is that young people, they influence the culture, and they bring about the next generation of great technology. If they aren't servants of the Lord, we got a big risk on our hands. But if they are, it could be a lot of fruit. Things are moving faster, and the stakes are getting higher, which means it's more important than ever before that we're being really diligent to disciple this next generation of entrepreneur.
Why we started a business-specific school was we had seen the church do a lot of incredible things with ministry schools, but we hadn't seen anybody that had done it for business. And whenever you look at the church of, let's say we have 20,000 people in our church, there's only 120 of them that are working at a church Monday through Friday. And so what about everybody else that makes up the entire body of our church? We wanted to partner with them and say, okay, what if we provided the biblical worldview as the church and theology, but also partnered with people that are living out their faith in the tech sphere, in the business sphere?
I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they run into this issue of, I don't have time, I can't take the risk financially, I got a family to take care of. Meanwhile, the best chapter in life to be working on that is college students. You can try something and fail, and there's no cost to you. You have time to invest, and it doesn't derail your career. So this is a perfect window where students have all of the room to try things and fail. Do you see a man who's excellent in his craft? He will stand before kings. If you want to change the world, you have to be excellent in your craft. And that doesn't happen just by talking about it. It's a learning by doing sort of thing. You have to get your hands dirty. So for our students to graduate with both the knowledge from the classroom and also the wisdom of that knowledge applied, they need to be building real companies underneath the guidance of real entrepreneurs. So we said, how can we do that? What if we build an accelerator that invites Christian businessmen and women from around the world who have great ideas to bring them to us, and our students will help them make them real.
They were talking with all of these, whether they were business owners, founders, or just innovators who had all these ideas, they just didn't have the time to make it. And it kind of was like, well, why would we wait for the students to graduate? They can do it now. These are like your real world hands-on experiences that you get to be a part of.
We've had entrepreneurs from every walk of life, full spectrum, showing up to participate. Students are working on local small businesses all the way to large global technology companies.
You can get up close and personal with some of the greatest leaders in the world. And so if it's the creative director of Nike who we've had here at ACU, or if it's somebody who's with NVIDIA who's built, some of the finest technology in the world, that mentor is also pouring back into that student saying, hey, I was just like you whenever I was younger, and these are the pitfalls that I had.
It's your business courses lived out. So I remember writing about, I'm gonna develop a marketing plan and I'm gonna build a brand and then I'm gonna pick the color palette. But now I'm actually doing that with some of the projects that I'm working on. And it's really cool to see that your courses can actually come to life in a safe space to fail, to kind of figure it out.
Students, for example, they might have an idea or they're a little afraid of failing. They think about their ideas almost as like a part of their identity, and they have some of that worry. But when they work with these world-class entrepreneurs, they see that this doesn't have to be a part of you. You have total freedom to fail, have an idea and test it, prove that it's wrong, and fail fast, pivot, and find the market need. That's not a natural way of thinking for anybody, but them seeing these entrepreneurs in calls with the students and with clients, they just live that way. And the students it's like a breath of fresh air.
I think that we have a real opportunity as believers. This is the beginning of the AI revolution. And so why not us? We think that we're called to use this tool to help, educate the next generation of leaders around the world. And so what better time than right now, whenever there's a huge cultural moment
Way back in the day, hackathons originally were about companies or organizations that knew they had data to protect, and they had built, think of it like a big brick wall around it. So they would put out a purse, basically hire hackers, say, if you can figure out a crack in our wall and get in and breach the system, we'll pay you this prize money if you show us how you did it. The Glue team decided, why don't we do that except for the kingdom?
And we were basically, at ACU, given the opportunity to pitch an idea. So within the AI world, AI and human flourishing, we had the opportunity to pitch that, to hopefully go to Colorado and then make our whole debut with this product. Surprisingly, I won that competition, the pitch competition, and was kind of pushed lovingly into this role of creating this product. So yeah, Prism was really my intro into this whole world. Prism takes any form of media, so videos, podcasts, audio clips, and turns it into a fully interactive experience. And this idea kind of came to me. I was sitting in my car listening to this way out of my league podcast, but I was like, man, I wish I could ask this crazy professor a question, because it could dumb it down for me to really understand this material. And that's where the idea was really birthed. With the technology, with AI now, we can take the user's knowledge base, we can take their voice and likeness, and then give people the ability to have that one-on-one tutoring. So the main heart behind it is to give that ability, is to bring the tutor right to you, to where you could talk to it, it responds in their voice, and then also transpose it to any language. Places in Mozambique, Africa, where they don't have free to access education, could log into Prism and then talk to some world-class professors in their own language. The support that I got from both ACU, the accelerator program, and just those connections as a whole was huge. That was really the reason why I was able to build anything meaningful within that time.
The hackathon was a fun experience for the kids. This was a great example of them getting a taste for what it's like to build something and realize just how far-reaching their own potential is. There were something like 700 people competing, 26 countries around the world. We brought 2 student teams, and one of them won the whole thing.
Disruption brings opportunity. I think the world, so oftentimes we see the noise of disruption that we miss the opportunity. And I think what you're seeing here with Austin Christian is this opportunity to reimagine what is education, and to reimagine in a place where everything's being shaken up. To say, you know what, let's take people further. Let's take people closer into the front lines and not talk about things in the abstract, but let's prepare people to build, and build while they're here. And as a parent, I know that that's something I have an incredible value for, is I don't want my kids just to talk about it, the theoretical. I want them to live and learn skills.
The potential for impact is beyond anything and everything that we could even imagine. The amount of things that we've built out of just a simple idea is absolutely insane. And we look and we're like, we cannot believe that we did that. And to think of that on a grand scale across a generation, I don't think you can even begin to guess what the impact would be. And I think it's such an awesome thing to think of how we get to be a part of that, and how we get to play a part in the impact that could come and that will come from mindsets like ours.